What is going on, guys? Jason Burke here, Styles Clash for Life, coming at you on YouTube, and today I've got some football focus. Same shirt, different day, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are still staying active in the first 2 days of the legal tampering period. All the moves become official on Wednesday, as I record this on Tuesday afternoon. Pittsburgh made a lot of moves yesterday. If you want to check out my videos on Michael Pittman coming to Pittsburgh via trade, picking up cornerback Jamel Dean, losing Kenneth Gainwell, re-signing guys like Cole Holcomb and Asante Samuel. If you want to check out the videos on that, I have 2 separate videos up there yesterday from all of the guys we lost, signed, and traded for. Pittsburgh was active and making really good moves. I really enjoyed those moves they made yesterday, but they weren't done. Last night around 8 o'clock, Pittsburgh lost another one of our free agents and signed a new free agent to come to Pittsburgh. So another signing and another departure last night after I put all the camera stuff away. So I'm back today to report on last night's happenings at the end of day 1 of the legal tampering period. First things first, Pittsburgh loses Isaac Seumalo. Our longtime guard is now part of the Arizona Cardinals. He got a good deal for over, I think, $10 million a year. He got a deal that I wouldn't have paid for him. I think it was a 3-year deal for over $10 million a year. Really good deal for Seumalo. Good for him. Talented guy, nice guy. Good to see him get paid. But he is gone now, leaving us a starting hole on the offensive line. Where does that leave us for the future? Well, we were going to need one anyway to secure the tackle spot and figure out the future at guard, and now we need to plug in a starter. So do we now keep Dylan Cook at tackle and try and move Broderick Jones once again to guard? That leaves Broderick Jones in his 3rd new position in 3 years, and a guy we're not sure about health-wise or consistency-wise, and Dylan Cook being an undrafted free agent guy who's been on the end of the bench for a while, who came in for a few starts last year and looked really good and promising and gives us reason to be hopeful, but he's very unproven, very new, and being a full-time starter would be a new thing for him. So you have 2 questions there. Do you want to keep Broderick and see what he can do at a new spot and use Cook there, or what do you want to do? So either way, we have to address at least 1, if not 2, offensive linemen coming up. Now, I know we're probably going to bring somebody in and draft somebody in the draft, but for right now, we do have a giant hole to fix on the offensive line. Also, quickly, we did re-sign Zezi Otomewo, a backup defensive lineman who played in, I think, 12 games last year and had several tackles. Is end of the bench kind of D-line guy, kind of a, tackle and pass rush kind of specialist on the D-end front. He got re-signed. I think he's a quality player. I would like to see him here. Again, it was cheap. It was a real cheap contract, so I think it's a good move to add some depth to your line, a guy that knows the system and now gets a chance to play all season next year. But the biggest news here is our newest signing. We have now replaced Kenneth Gainwell. We have a new RB2 here in Pittsburgh. We got a wide receiver 2 yesterday and a cornerback 2 yesterday, and now we have a new wide receiver 2. Last night, Pittsburgh signs the former Mike McCarthy Dallas Cowboys standout Rico Dowdle to a 2-year, $12.25 million contract, so just about $6 million a year, a little bit less than what Kenneth Gainwell made for the Buccaneers. So we have a new number 2 here, and this is a guy, he got drafted in it was an undrafted free agent, I believe, in 2020, out of the South Carolina Gamecocks. Didn't really play much in his 2020 year, got hurt and was out for the entire 2021 season. And then in 2022 and 2023, he served as he was the 3rd string guy for Ezekiel Elliott and for Tony Pollard, I think, and then was behind Pollard. And then as of 2024, in these last 2 years, he got to really step it up and show what he could do. He was healthy, and he was not being pushed down the depth chart by other guys. Under Mike McCarthy in that last year, he thrived. And then he went to Carolina, got paid to go play for Carolina as their 1A, 1B with Chuba Hubbard, and balled out there and played better than expected there, and had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons on 2 teams that he wasn't expected to. And now he's here in Pittsburgh for $6 million a year. In his career, in 5 years, he played in 69 games. In that time, he had 567 carries for 2,540 yards and 10 rushing touchdowns, and also caught the ball 95 times for 690 yards and 6 receiving touchdowns. So, again, for someone who didn't play much in 2020, missed all of 2021, and really only started playing consistently in 2024, He had, again, back-to-back standout seasons in his last 2 years. In 2024, in his final year with the Cowboys, under our coach Mike McCarthy, he had 235 carries for 1,079 yards and 2 touchdowns rushing. Also wound up with about 250 receiving and a few touchdowns through the air as well. And then last year with Carolina, he was a guy splitting time with Chuba Hubbard, another solid running back. And he goes there and has almost an identical season, has 236 carries for 1,076 yards and 6 touchdowns, plus another like 250 through the air, and I think 3 more touchdowns through the air. So he's averaged 4.6 yards a carry in the last 2 seasons. He's been a 1,000-yard rusher while splitting time with other running backs on 2 teams in each of the last 2 seasons. The dude is a baller. He's a hard-working, undrafted free agent who came from nothing, overcame injury, rose through the depth chart, became the number 1 guy on 2 teams that he wasn't supposed to. And he's a guy that always makes guys miss. He's a smaller stature guy, but he runs like a Steelers running back. He's a guy that gets skinny in the hole, gets himself compact and finds the hole quickly. He's a guy that always makes tacklers miss. He has very good contact balance to stay on his feet. He never really has a run where he's not making a guy miss a tackle. He's a guy that has underrated speed. He's got really good power for a guy that size. He's a guy that can catch the ball. Like I said, both of his last 2 years, he had over 250 through the air plus receiving touchdowns. He's a guy that can do wheel routes down the field, can get down the field. So he's got a Kenneth Gainwell aspect in that. Now, Kenneth Gainwell balled out last year and played way above our expectations. But I think Dowdle overall was a better Kenneth Gainwell. He can return kicks and be part of the return game. He can block. He can catch. He can break tackles. He can run better as a between the tackle kind of downhill runner than Gainwell could. He's a better running back style runner than Kenneth Gainwell. And are his hands quite as good? Probably not, but I think overall as a package, again, returner, blocker, receiver, runner, and a better between the tackle runner than Kenneth Gainwell for a cheaper price. So I really like this move. I think Dowdle was one of the 2 guys that I mentioned yesterday once Gainwell got taken. I said either Dowdle or the Tampa Bay running back. One of those 2 guys, Rachaad White, were the guys on my list to look at, and Dowdle comes to Pittsburgh. So, like I said, we have Michael Pittman here as our new second receiver, Jamel Dean is our new physical second outside corner, and now we have a new physical runner that's also a blocker, pass catcher, and returner to go with Jaylen Warren. Now, what does that mean for Caleb Johnson? Are there enough carries to go around to feature 3 guys? This says to me they weren't ready to trust Caleb Johnson to be in the running back 2 spot right away. They said after last year, you had your special teams faux pas, and you didn't show super impressiveness when you ran the ball last year. It says to me they didn't trust him to come in and be the number 2 guy right away. The same as they're not going to trust Roman Wilson to come in and be the 2 or 3 here right away next year. Are they going to still get opportunities? I hope so. Is there enough carries to go around? I don't know. But in any case, I think the Jaylen Warren-Rico Dowdle combination is a great fit, a great combo, and they're going to mesh well with Dowdle's former coach, who he had a 1,000-yard season under. So a big signing for the Steelers. What do we do now as far as Caleb Johnson's future? Who do we sign to be our new guard of the future? Do we keep Robert Jones and move him over or sign somebody else? Tell me in the comments down below. Answer those questions for me and let's talk about it. Please like, share, and subscribe to these Pittsburgh Steelers free agency deep dives. And when they make any other moves today and going forward as the regular free agent period starts, I'll bring you those videos as well. Let's talk about it in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon. Go Steelers.